Breaking news coming in, the government has filed a fresh affidavit in top court on Rafale verdict, saying that SC judgment on Rafale has misinterpreted and it's up to the apex court now to clarify its orders further. This is the latest which we are getting on Rafale Rao. The government has now filed a fresh affidavit in Supreme Court on its verdict, saying that the judgment given by the top court on Rafale has misinterpreted and it is now up to the Supreme Court to clarify its order. Even as the opposition mounts pressure on government over an inaccuracy of the Supreme Court judgment on Rafale, which has cited a CAG PAC report, now the government has filed a fresh affidavit. Meenakshi is joining me on the phone line. Meenakshi, over to you.
Well, Gauri, this is a latest twist now coming in on the Rafale imbroglio. Our viewers will recall since last evening, there has been a lot of heat which has been mounted by opposition leaders led by the Congress President Rahul Gandhi and later supported by the likes of Mr. Sharad Pawar and the left parties when this particular inaccuracy in the judgment has emerged, which has been endorsed by the PAC chairman Mallikarjun Kharge. Now, the Supreme Court's judgment has relied upon, or rather has cited, a CAG PAC report on Rafale, and in reality this CAG PAC report does not exist, as was enumerated yesterday by the PAC chairperson Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge. Today in the morning there was another twist when PAC chairman said that he is going to summon Attorney General and also the CAG. Now what has transpired is this, Gauri, in this fresh twist that has come by, a fresh affidavit has been filed by the Government of India itself before the apex court, highlighting as to how the Supreme Court's judgment on Rafale could have perhaps some lapses, but these lapses are not because of any reference that the government has made, and now it is up to the Supreme Court to clarify its orders further. So clearly this is a government's official response before the apex court by filing of this affidavit, but clearly because the winter session is very much underway, this affidavit will not make the heat go away, and as all united leaders, top leaders of the opposition now seem to have noticed this inaccuracy, Gauri, we can certainly expect more momentum on this one in forthcoming days.
Right, Meenakshi, and this is the latest which we are getting in right now. The government has decided to file a fresh affidavit in top court on Rafale verdict. Meenakshi, the verdict which SC gave yesterday on Rafale deal was seen as a win for the NDA government, but now that Congress has come up with fresh attacks, it seems that the fight is far from being over.
Well, indeed, Gauri, yesterday we saw the top echelons of government, from top cabinet ministers, chief ministers like Devendra Fadnavis, even Yogi Adityanath, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, who was in Odisha at that point in time, including Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, Nirmala Sitharaman, all assailing Congress for needlessly raising ruckus over the Rafale issue. But in the evening, we also saw a counter, a high-profile Congress press conference, which was led from the front by Congress President Rahul Gandhi. Mr. P. Chidambaram was there, Ahmed Patel, Ghulam Nabi Azad, Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the chairperson of this Parliamentary Accounts Committee. And there emerged this flaw in the Supreme Court judgment. Para 25 of the judgment is referring to a CAG PAC report, and we had on record Mallikarjun Kharge last evening say that there was never any CAG and PAC report on Rafale to begin with. This report is non-existent. So therefore, we saw a consolidated opposition attack come in even in the morning today when Mr. Sharad Pawar joined in, and he said that this inaccuracy in the Supreme Court judgment could not have been possible if there were any, had it not been for any wrong representations by allegedly the government of India. So now this fresh twist coming in where the government has now filed a fresh affidavit in the Supreme Court on the Rafale verdict, categorically stating that the Supreme Court judgment on Rafale has misinterpreted procedure only, Gauri. Remember, this is again the government downplaying any allegations of its own purported misleading of the Supreme Court, saying that the Supreme Court on its own part could have misinterpreted procedure, and now therefore the ball is in the Supreme Court's court to really go ahead and clarify further its orders.
Right, a massive twist in Rafale deal row now, and the government has filed a fresh affidavit in top court saying that SC judgment on Rafale has been misinterpreted.